What's up, mortals? It's Dante from the anime Underworld, and today we don't have a new chapter for Four Knights of the Apocalypse. I'm sorry. It's on break this week, but hey, I thought this would be a perfect opportunity for a prediction video. You know, a little something while the chapters are about to be released. Maybe next week or the week after, I'll have to check. But I guess before we start talking about what's to come next, let's talk about what's been going on so far. You know, a little recap, and then we'll get into the future of what's to come next for Four Knights of the Apocalypse. For those who need a little bit of a refresher, here's a little recap. Okay, let's begin. The Gladiator Festival is over. Percival had finally made amends, maybe, with Diodora. Before any of them could deal a blow against the Green Knight, the White Knight Warlandane appeared and threw a massive, absolute cancel spell. The rings that were hiding their identity had come off, and now they are in deep trouble with 2 of the 4 perils facing off against 3 of the 4 Knights of the Apocalypse. Some combat shenanigans happens, and Bellatrip slices the entire mountain arena in half, sending the Platoon members down to the ground, where below they would have to face against the almighty Goliath, a giant made up of the corpses of resentful spirits that were killed by the supposed god of war. But up above, 3 of the 4 Knights of the Apocalypse would have to face against the entirety of the 4 perils as Ironside and Pelgard showed up for the fight, now infused with the power of chaos. They tried to free the knights from the control of chaos by using Isolde, the daughter of Bellatrip, and Diodora, the son of Ironside, to break them free, to come back to their senses. It nearly worked until Chaos decided not to and just, oh boy, turn them into completely monstrous Knights of Chaos. Gowther telling the youths that they have to escape. After all, they are destined to save the world. That is the recap of what's been going on so far. Everyone on the ground's fighting for their life against a giant graveyard of corpses, and above is no better. Now that we know what's happened so far in Annwfyn, let's talk about what will be happening next in the following chapters. Starting with prediction number 1, the hero's sacrifice. Gawain, Tristan, and Percival are not ready for this. The 4 perils and their new chaotic forms theorized to be as strong as the 7 deadly sins, and these 3 are nowhere near that level. Lancelot is, but he's not with them. We know what Chaos did for their forms. I mean, look at these things, but we have no idea the crazy power boost that their magic is going to have. So these 3 are going to have to make it a daring escape. And who should give them time? But of course, Gowther. Yes. Gowther is probably going to die next. It's sad to say, but yeah, he is there, and he could at least give them a little bit of time to escape. The question is, how long can Gowther hold out for? Is his magic even going to be compatible, or dare I say, useful against the 4 evils now infused with the power of chaos? What can his memory magic do to them when they're practically berserk? I don't think their minds would be even capable of being affected by Gowther's magic at this point. It's sad to say that the goat's sin of lust is probably going to meet his end here, or at least his body is going to be destroyed. If they're able to save Gowther's head, that would be one thing, but I have no doubt that Gowther is going to do something in the next chapter to give Percival and his friends a chance to escape. With that in mind, how exactly are they going to escape? I'd say the easiest way to get out of Annwfyn is the same way they got in, aka Kay's magical boathouse. After all, that is how they got in there the first time, albeit with also a little bit of teleportation magic and some weird crap. Although I have to wonder, is it going to be the knights and the platoon members and whatever allies they made are going to escape, or are they going to try and rescue everyone? Because that's going to be a very, very tall order. Should Gowther fail to give them enough time, they're going to have to worry about escaping on time if the 4 perils are able to catch up. And I do think that they are going to catch up just a little bit. However, this does lead me to another theory related to the escape, and that is Merlin and Escanor helping Gawain. A little reminder for those who probably forgot, but Gawain and Escanor are actually technically around-ish. They're stuck in the bodies of these doll things, Grandma and Grandpa, who have been raising Gawain like their own daughter. I made a video about this, go check it out. But still, they are there. They are on the boat. And of course, Gawain and Merlin are going to have to protect their dear daughter from whatever is going to be coming their way. If push comes to shove, I would not be surprised if Merlin casts a spell to keep them at bay. Maybe some sort of time spell, maybe perfect cube, but Merlin will no doubt play a role if push comes to shove. As for Escanor, I'm not entirely sure. Can his dino skeleton like bulk up like he did with Sunshine back in the day? What can this skeleton do? Regardless, I really want to get out of Annwfyn. Which brings us to the next prediction, location. I have setting fatigue. We have been in this location for a long time, and this location is boring. I mean, just it's nothing fantastical or whimsical like the Camelot that we've been seeing. No, it's just a barren desert with like a rocky peak, mostly confined to the arena for the fights. But as for the rest of the setting, it's boring. It's probably why this arc has been more character focused than, setting focused. In a boring environment like Annwfyn, you can have more interesting characters, which is why we got a whole slew of them during this tournament arc. So in contrast with the boring setting, we got in more interesting characters. This is kind of the opposite effect when it came to the fairy realm, where we got a little bit of more interesting characters, but we had an entire fantastical setting. And more focus was given on those characters as opposed to just as to a whole group. Now the question is, once they get out of Annwfyn, where are they going to go? Well, mission failed on bringing back the neighboring kingdom that Princess Veronica and Greyamore were, which I completely forgot. So much time has passed that I forgot why they even went to Camelot to begin with. Like, oof, that's not gonna be good. But at least on the bright side, if they escape Annwfyn and return to Leonis, Tristan can finally reunite with his family after so many years of having amnesia. Tell them what happened, what's going on, what happened with Gowther, if he died, or if they managed to save his head. Whatever the case, they need to just escape Annwfyn, come back with a new plan, and just train. The three knights are not in a good spot. Despite everything that happened, despite the time skip, they are not prepared for what's to come ahead. So maybe there might be a training arc, which these guys desperately need. Especially Tristan. Dude, you need to get a handle on that Nova spell. Maybe go to the celestial realm? Get in touch with your goddess clan roots? I'm just saying. Give this kid some attention, for crying out loud. Have my L be a good influence on the kid. Maybe have my L be an instructor, do something. Though if I'm being honest, we all know who we really want to see going forward. I'm talking, of course, about the true leader of the Four Knights of the Apocalypse. The Knight of War, Lancelot, who has been missing for a really long time, and now would be a great time to bring him back. We had no idea what Lancelot has been doing. We saw no clues up until now, where Warland Dane says she was facing against the quote-unquote God of War, which is clearly, of course, Lancelot. After all, only me and Weeb ever called him that before it became his title. Now the question is, what has he been doing? I mean, he's been killing a lot of people. Just look at the Goliath. That whole thing is made up of the bodies, the knights that he killed. So what has he been doing? Is he trying to get to Arthur? Has he been trying to do something to save Jericho? Save Guinevere? We need answers. So after spending so much time with Tristan, Gawain, and Percival, I think for the best, it might be good to just push them into the background a little bit so we can focus on our boy, Lancelot. See what he's been doing, what he's doing right now. Just bring back Lancelot, dang it. I miss our fox boy, and he's the last one that we need to bring back for the Four Knights to be whole again. They need to reunite to save the world from Camelot and the evil force of chaos. And that's the video for the upcoming 4 Knights of the Apocalypse storyline. What do you think? Is there anything that I missed that you would like to see or think that will be popping up next in the story? Let me know in the comments. If you love this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel for more 7 Deadly Sins content coming your way in the near future. We'll be out with the next chapter review next week. This has been Dante from the Anime Underworld, and I'll see you mortals later.